Hi, it's Heather with the latest installment of Dump Truck Diaries, and I'm super excited because who do we have tonight? Itchyfingaz. And I don't care what you say, you might call that DJ and shit. I don't think it is. But anyway, nothing's easy, right? Nothing is easy. And now it's like I go through such a rigmarole to get things going that now I'm like, fuck, I don't even want to do it anymore. So I wanted to have, well, first of all, let me take my fucking hair down because I'm so sad. I just took my fucking boots off. So, and the app keeps dinging at me. It says it's reconnecting. Reconnecting. It better not lose shit. So, I wanted you to join me for tonight's topic because it was never even on the list and it should have been because, uh, first of all, there's a new subscriber I have to mention and it's, it's still telling me reconnecting. So, I'm hoping, I don't know I forgot what his name is, but he just started leaving comments a couple days ago and he's fucking, I love him. He's like, what are you talking about? Everybody loves you. No. Video chat. Who offered? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. No, it's not. No, it's not him. No, it's this new guy that must have just joined. And, what was I going to say? I totally forgot what I was, my mind just drew a blank. He, what were we talking about before that?
You had to. Nothing. You said you had to mention him before you started.
Oh,
I
because
had to mention him.
he's just really nice. He was like, oh, everybody loves you. And I'm like, no, no, no. People that either love me or fucking hate me. And there's no middle ground. But there was a reason I was saying that. But so I have a topic. That's what it was. He was looking at old videos. He's commenting on shit that I forgot I even recorded. And it was the one where it was like, I'm doing a review on my outfit. I call this "What in the Actual Fuck," and it was like I had like I forgot that video, and I watched it because he commented on it. I was like, oh, I was fun. Like I feel like the channel has taken such a dark turn. All I do is bitch and whine, and I was like so much fun, and now I'm not.
The name of the channel.
I know I can still curse and still be in a good mood. I mean, I've been so cranky lately, and I think it's this fucking house. In fact, last night, before I get into the topic, I'm gonna tell you, I think I scared the shit out of TJ the other night. He actually came here yesterday, stayed over so I could take his truck, and did shit for me while I was at work because I nearly had a fucking breakdown. I was like, I can't. I was just every single day. It's something else. Now nobody knows, but you saw the video that after I got that plumbing done. 2 days later, we had two confirmed tornadoes touch down here, like 5 miles from my house. Yeah, 3 people died, and my basement flooded all the way to the top. It started over again. What an absolute piece of shit this app is. It's just such a piece of shit. It really is. Riverside sucks my asshole.
Yes, please.
Okay. No. Yeah. All right. We just have to get into the topic or I'm going to wind up losing this app again. So anyway, my basement flooded all the way to the top of the floor. I need a new furnace. My furnace was underwater. My hot water heater was underwater. The fire department had to come and pump 1,500 gallons of fucking water out of my basement. Yeah. So, and then, I had no power. I get everything back. And then TJ comes and helps me because I'm just losing my fucking mind. And as I leave for work today, I look at the driveway and I'm like, somebody stole all of my scrap metal. Now, this is a scrap metal that I had to collect out of the fucking barn from years before those other people lived here. It was like 200 to 300 pounds of scrap metal that I had to use my ATV and wagon to bring down. And it was like on my driveway. And I was getting ready to take it. I was going to get a couple $100 for it to offset the cost of getting rid of all their trash. Someone fucking stole it. It wasn't at the street. It was in my driveway. Stole it. I was fucking, I'm screaming this morning. I hate this fucking house. I hate this fucking house. So, funniest thing is TJ comes last night and he hasn't had power in 3. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right, it kicked me off again. I cannot wait. Hold on, I'm going inside. I have Wi-Fi, but let me go inside and see if maybe I have to be like right next to my fucking router. But boy, would I love to tell Riverside in there. I wish they had decent customer service because I would fucking tell them. But you get 5 different people. I'm going inside. Okay. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. But anyway, TJ hadn't had power in 3 days. And they won't let anyone leave his street. The trees are down on one side, the wires are down on the other. I'm like, and with all of us that have well water, when there's no power, you have no water because the pump doesn't work.
Right.
So he's going out to the stream, to the creek, and getting buckets of water to flush the toilet. Like there's no water. And they won't let you off the street to go buy water. They're making people park or have family come and bring it and walk. I'm like, they can't do that. It's fucking illegal. Let me turn some lights on. So anyway, he comes to help me, and he stinks to high fucking heaven. We're in the middle of a heat wave. It was 99 degrees. He's got no air conditioning, no shower, and he's helping me at the house, sweating his balls off. I'm like, you fucking stink. I'm like, come stay at my house. You can take a shower, whatever. And he goes to take a shower, and I'm out in the garage, and I hear, boo, 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 boo. I don't know what I fucking heard. He's screaming at the top of his lungs. He fell. Like I knew he fell. I just didn't know what it was. I come running in. He's literally soaking wet, fucking ass naked on the bathroom floor on his back. He slipped in the tub somehow, pulled the whole shower curtain down, knocked my toilet off its fucking, he hit the toilet so hard with his back that now it's shifted. I probably need a new toilet. He ripped the shower curtain down. Yeah, his back is fucked up. He's all, yeah. And on top of that, I washed my, what?
I said, get well, TJ.
Yeah. So I washed my, stupid sidebar. I washed my face with olive oil because that's for like centuries the best thing you can do. Oil breaks up oil. But my anesthetician tells me, oh, you should use grapeseed oil. So I have a bottle of grapeseed oil in my shower to wash my face with. It's a glass. Yeah. Brand new bottle. Glass. Smashed to pieces in the shower. Fucking grapeseed oil all over my bathroom, all over my toiletries. That's oil. I had to mop the floors, clean the bottle. It took me an hour. I'm like, my house is possessed. I think it's possessed. I'm going to have to say prayers and sage this place because it's not spirits. It's not spirits. I'm not afraid of spirits. It's not haunted. It's possessed. There's something evil in here that's just fucking with me. TJ's been my first guest and he slips and falls in the shower and smashes the bottle. It doesn't end. Every day it's something.
The little boy next door gave you the juju.
Don't you even. Don't you even. Don't you even, fucker. All right. So let's get to the topic because I want to be fun. I don't want to be like this fucking cranky, whiny bitch. And I'm like, tell me I'm hitting menopause. Like, what is going on? So I want to discuss contractors and clients, where I know contractors get a bad name. They get a bad rap. And you know what? I've had plenty of experiences with bad contractors that either don't show up, they take your money, they don't finish the job. I once had an electrician come to hang a ceiling fan where there was already a ceiling fan, but it shorted out. It had like a motherboard because you could turn the lights with a button. And so there was already a switch. And this is 10 years ago. It was $400 to switch out a ceiling fan. And then at the end of the day, now 10 years ago, that's like, $1,000 right now to hang a ceiling fan where there already is one. And then at the end of the day, tells me I don't do drywall, so he didn't run me a switch. He made it fucking pull chain. So, and I'm like, why is it so much? Well, my son, I'm a master electrician. I'm training my son, and there's a cost for that. So I'm like, oh, so I'm paying to train it. Whatever. I paid the fucking guy $400 to, I think it was 12 years ago. So anyway, I know contractors get a bad rap, but as a contractor, I try to be different. I'll always go above and beyond. I always return calls. I don't take money up front. I don't get paid halfway through. I don't get paid till the job is done. Materials are up front, but I don't get paid till the job is done. I have great communication. I have detailed proposals. I do good work. And I try to be the opposite of the experience other people have had or that I've had. I mean, even with mechanics, I'm on my second mechanic in 2 weeks. So $1,400 to fix Christine a week ago. And now she's back for all these other issues. I get it. Contractors can be shady, but they're not all. But nobody ever talks about how clients can be such fucking assholes where it's not always the customer is right. There are certain times that I think that expression is worthwhile. Sometimes sometimes that takes precedence.
I hate that expression. I always say the customer may always get what they want, but they're not always right.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to give you a couple of experiences I've had just in the last couple of days because I have fucking had it. I have a client, love them to death. They're great people. They're almost like family to me. But when it comes time to get paid, it can be challenging. And so they have a daughter who's sick and really sick. And they were going out of town to spend some time with her. And they wanted me to change the date that they were scheduled to have their spring cleaning, their spring cleanup. And they had ordered these plants that they wanted planted. And I said, under the circumstances, it wasn't a bad thing because one person to switch them around, I said, let me talk to a couple people. One person I would get there early, which was fine. And one person would just be a few days later and they were okay with it. So I rearranged my schedule. And meanwhile, this is early in spring. It starts snowing. And I'm like, I don't want to go clean up in the snow. They were going to be gone for like 3 days. And I'm like, there really isn't that much to do. So I had just moved in. I'm going to skip a couple days. They're out of town. I'm going to get the work done before they get back anyway. So I'm messaging them while they're gone. I tell them I'm not going today. It's snowing, but I'll be there either tomorrow or by the time you get back. So I was honest. I didn't try to hide it. I wind up getting there on the day that they're coming back. They don't even have the fucking plans. They ordered them. So I'm like, well, why am I here? You want these plants planted. I rearranged my whole schedule for you. Two different people. And then it's snowing and I'm here and you don't, well, let me go check the mail. Maybe they came. And I'm like, where did you get these plants from?
Seeds.
And he's like, oh yeah, here's a package. Oh no, this is my wife's dress. Turns out he ordered seed packets. I'm like, the fuck do you have me coming to plants? What? So meanwhile, while he's looking for this package, I'm pruning some shit. I'm cleaning up leaves. I was there for like maybe 2 hours, if that long. I'm like, I don't even know what to bill him, but I have to drive 45 minutes each way. I said, fuck this. I'm billing him $250 just for travel. Because he was gone. He's like, I have to go out for the afternoon. I'm like, okay. So you don't have seeds. Why am I here? I sent him a bill. Like 3 weeks go by. I don't say anything to him. I'm about to, but I don't want to be a dick. And just about the time I want to say something, did you get that invoice? He says, oh, the check is, what does he say? As they say, the check is in the mail. I said, okay. I don't say anything for a couple of days. He's in the next town, like 45 minutes away. It's a couple towns. 4 or 5 days go by. So I messaged back and I'm like, okay, thanks. I'll keep an eye out for it because it hasn't arrived yet. Meanwhile, I've gotten checks from people that were mailed days later. He doesn't say anything. 4 or 5 days go by. Same thing. He's like, well, I don't know. I guess, I sent it. I said, finally, another 5 days go by. I said, where did you send the check? Did you send it to my old address or my new one? Because even my mail that's being forwarded has arrived. He says to me, I sent it to the address that was on the invoice. Check number, da, 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 in the amount of da, 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 da. I'm like, okay. And then 5 minutes later, he goes, oh, wait, I'm sorry. That check number was for something else. I guess I never sent it. So you give me a fucking check number and you're going to tell me that you don't remember not writing out a check to Handy Heather LLC? Like, and then like 3 more days go by and he's like, oh, now the check is really in the mail. So, I mean, I got it today. It's been a month. So the bullshit like that, it's just one of them. But you know what? It came at the wrong time because I needed the money. So the thing is, today I'm on a job. The guy wrecked my whole fucking week. And this is what really pisses me off. It's my fault. Part of this, you'll understand, part of this is my fault. I have got to get better about advocating for myself. I know I get on here and I'm all mouthy. I'm not mouthy to my clients.
We talked about that when you were right around the time you were graduating from your class, and you
I
were
feel
saying
like
how
I backpedaled. I backslid really, and I'm aware of it. There's the difference is I'm aware of it, so I think I can correct it. So I've been a little bit behind schedule by a day or so. I get like caught up and then I'm half a day to a day behind. I get caught up. Then the storm happens. There's always something sets me back, but I pretty much try to keep my head above water. So the job I was supposed to start today, I told him this morning, I'll be there tomorrow. I'm a day behind with the weather because everyone knows about the storm. So the guy whose job I was going to finish today was supposed to start. Is today Wednesday?
yes,
Okay. So his job was supposed to be Monday and Tuesday. But because of the storm, he had no power. He had no water. And it's a masonry job. I need water to mix mortar. So I don't go the first day. I said, don't worry. I can work with you. We'll figure it out. It was a day and a half job tops. I'm repointing a big, massive outdoor barbecue and a brick wood storage thing. And the last time I was there for work, he slips in, oh, this corner of the foundation over here has a couple of spots. I'm like, not a problem. I'm sure I'll have a little extra mortar. I can pop that corner for you. When I finally get there today, he starts asking me what I'm going to start first, the barbecue or the foundation. I'm like, wait, I remember clearly that I told him I would put a couple spots. Like, you want me to do that? I went back to my proposal last night. Now I started the barbecue. It's a double barbecue, the big massive chimney up the top. Came out beautifully. I start that. And I'm like, and I thought I had overcharged him to begin with. I'm like, I looked it up. I said, I know what masons charge. I'm not a mason, but I do really well at it. And it was $850 for like a day and a half, 2 days. And I'm like, there's more bricks out of place than when I quoted it. That's on me. I get one of them done. Now I had to leave in the middle of the day. My truck's going into the shop. I'm using TJ's truck. It's just a shit show. So I get done yesterday for the day. And I tell him I'll be back in the morning. Now, when I first spoke to him, I said I have to stop at Home Depot and pick up 2 bags of mortar. He's like, oh, I have a bag of mortar here. This is what drives me fucking crazy. I am tired of people telling me how to do my job and tell me that they have the materials at their house and I have to use what they have because it's always broken, doesn't work, or is useless. And I say, no, I need to go get the right material. And they argue with me and then I give in. He's like, well, I have mortar. I said, it's out in the barn. I bought it last year. I said, if you bought mortar last year, it is no good, especially if it was in the barn. If it gets moist, it's going to harden. It's going to have chunks. I said, I need type S mortar. He's like, oh, it's type S. There's no chunks in it. I said, well, I need 2 bags anyway. It's $8 fucking. You're going to fight with me over $8 on an $850 repair? So listen to this. So I get there. I use up half a bag yesterday, the other half of a bag today. I wasn't going to take lunch. I had to finish. I have TJ's truck. and I promised him I would pick him up on time. I said, I have to pick TJ up. I have to finish. I'm out of water. He's like, I wasn't going to take lunch. I said, I have to start taking my breaks. I take a lunch break, half an hour, and I come back. He gives me the bag of water, and I'm using one of those bags. And he keeps coming out. He's one of these people that watches me to the point where when I start wrapping up for the day, he knows that he can come outside immediately because he's been fucking watching inside. Gives me the bag of water. And not only does it have chunks in it, it blows my fucking kraut bag wide open in the seam. It's destroyed. I said, your mortar had chunks in it. Now my grout bag's blown open. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, I would have just picked up a bag. It's 3:00. Now I have to go. I have to now go to the store and buy another bag of. I wanted to cry because now the job's not finished. I'm 1 hour from finishing, which was the one. Do you want me to go get you mortar? I'm like, no, because I can't do anything while you're gone. So, and he's got a fucking hose outside. I bring all my own materials. I bring my own garden hose. I bring my own nozzles. No. I got a garden hose. I'm like, it's broken. No, it's not. The fucking nozzle came off. So now I owe him a hose. Then he brings out another hose. I said, I have a hose. He literally clamped the fucking hose to the faucet. It's spraying everywhere. Gives me a broken nozzle that shot the fucking mortar out. I said, I need my own fucking material. I didn't have the balls to say something. I wound up leaving. I didn't want to be late. I didn't get paid. I didn't finish the job. And then, when are you coming back? Suck my dick.
I love it. I love it. But you know what? You're right. I would, and this is
I'm
just
tired of
me.
people telling me what materials. Don't prune that tree too much. Then you fucking prune it.
Soon as they say, "Oh, I got materials, this, that, and the other," guess what? I'm gonna have to charge you a little more because now you're messing with my name. My name is on that. If I use the wrong materials and that shit breaks or whatever, that's not on me. That's on you. And I'm
I
gonna
have a
charge.
strict rule. I do not use anyone's fucking hoses. You know why? Because every single time I agree, oh, just use mine.
And
As
charge
soon
him for your bag.
as, soon
Charge
as
him
I
for
do
your
that,
bag.
fucking thing breaks. I had
Yeah.
my own. I'm like, why does he keep taking my hose off the faucet? Mine's not broken. And he comes out and he's talking to me, like interrupting me. And I'm like trying to, and he's like, oh, so that's like a big cake decorating bag. I'm like, yeah, kinda. And I go back. So do you bake also? I'm like, the fuck are you doing outside?
I, I'm on a
My
schedule. I
job.
can't talk. That's all.
You know what? I had a job I finished the other day. I knew I shouldn't have taken it. My gut told me not to take it. TJ went with me. This was months ago. TJ went with me for the appointment. She tried to book me last year and it was a shit show. Then she messages me this year as if I'm supposed to, I remember who she was, but as if I'm supposed to remember, hey, been a long winter. So what do you think about Holland bulbs? Hi, how can I help you? Can you come plant bulbs? You want to come plant bulbs? You want to pay me $500 to plant bulbs? Because it's for $30. I'm not coming to plant bulbs. I wound up charging her a design fee. And you'll see in that video I just did on the gardening, she paid a design fee. Because I didn't want the job. It was the most fuck you bid I've ever given. $500 design fee, $1,500 in labor. And it was 2 days of work. And she had the tiniest budget. And she wants every plant under the sun. And then she sends me an email. I want this to be extraordinary, extravagant, unique, beautiful. I said, listen, you can have all of that. But extraordinary, unique, and extravagant are all relative. What I think extraordinary and unique and outstanding is may not be the same as what you think. I said, in your budget, you want a tree? You want multiple flowering trees? Your budget is $500. Those trees are $200 to $300 each. I said, oh, and roses. Your mother loved roses. It's sentimental. You want a rose bush? Oh, you want annuals? You want geraniums? I said, I can't do all this unless you want to increase your budget. Everyone was like, don't take that fucking job, Heather. I'm like, I know. I took the job. It was hard to get paid. She harassed the fuck out of me to the point where at least 5 times I was going to tell her it's a non-refundable design fee. Here's your sketch. Here's a list of your plants. All the dots is the key. Go plant them. You paid for a design. You got it. It's $1,500 for me to do it. I should have walked off of it. I get it. She doesn't have a garden hose. I said, how are you going to take care of these plants? Do you have a garden hose? She's like, oh, I'm going to go get one from my neighbor. I'm like, you can't borrow a garden hose. You need to have one. They have them at Walmart 10 minutes up the road. She won't go get one. She literally stole her neighbor's. I'm like, isn't he going to want that? Oh, he's not here. She lives in the trailer park. Has lived there for 27 years and has never put a plant in. Now she wants gardens everywhere. I said, how are you going to take care of these? You need a nozzle. She left the garden hose on the lawn on, and then she went over and watered her neighbor's plants without asking. I said, stop watering that rose bush. You don't know what it needs. Those are not your plants. She left the hose on in the middle of the lawn for a half an hour. I said, you're going to flood the lawn? She's like, yeah. I said, I'm not comfortable leaving these plants here with you. I'm going to rip everything out. Like, I didn't say that to her. I said, I'm not comfortable. Are you going to be able to take care of these plants? She would not go buy a nozzle. So I bought one for her. I was shocked when she paid the bill. I got done, and she sent me a note that she said, extraordinary, exquisite, unique. So I'm like, good. When we go to fucking court, because I know this bitch is going to take me to court, I have all these notes. She loved the garden. I'm like, everyone told me not to take this job. It was a nightmare. All of a sudden, 3 days later, I get a picture. All her mulch is washed away with a line, and it's gone at the bottom. You didn't put enough mulch. When can you bring more back? I said, I put plenty of mulch. Where did it go? Where did it go? Like, if it washed away in the rain, we just had a massive storm. If it washed away, it should be in your lawn. Where is it? My neighbor said there should be more. Well, your neighbor can come fucking mulch then. I said, I gave you 2 to 3 inches of mulch the way I always do. I always have. I said, and I showed you how thick it was because I told you that next year you might not even need to add any. You can just scratch the surface and fluff it. You want more mulch? There's not enough. When can you come? I said, well, it depends. Would you like me to deliver it for $60 or would you like the nursery to deliver it for $80? I haven't heard from her yet. She's texting me at 9:30 at fucking night. When can you come? What is wrong with these people? She has no gutters. The rain ran off her roof. And when we had torrential rain with a fucking tornado, there's a straight line where it ran off the roof and it washed the mulch away. Now, all of a sudden, I didn't give her enough mulch. I can't take these fucking clients. There are people that are contractors that are bad, but for the most part, sometimes they think the clients are fucking worse.
Yeah.
And I figured you'd have some input because you said you were doing pools and now you're not.
Yeah.
But you're also cooking in a kitchen, so you got clients same way.
Yeah. I think the kitchen's worse because everybody is, my steak is too well, it's overcooked, it's undercooked, it's, this is too salty, this doesn't have enough salt. That happens multiple times a night. And when I tell you that this restaurant I'm in serves great food, it's like a venue, really. I'll send you a link to the website, but
Okay.
it's like 4 restaurants in one. The main building has fine dining where you get
Okay.
your high-end steaks, your high-end seafood, things like that. Then you have like a sports bar that serves, sports bar type food.
Yeah,
Um,
like wing.
then we have a raw bar, which has its own
Oh,
separate kitchen.
fuck. I would be all about that fucking raw bar.
And then we have our own private beach. And
Shit.
in
Oh, because you're by Atlantic City.
yeah. And so
Oh,
in front of the beach, there's another restaurant called the Sandbar, which is kind of like a tiki type thing where, they serve just like hot dogs, burgers, things like that.
really? That's where they should have the fucking raw bar.
Well, the raw bar is relatively close. The raw bar is actually in front of the boat slips because boats can pull up, order
Okay.
food, and so the the raw bar is in front of the boat slip. The sandbar is in front of the beach, and then the restaurant sits kind of behind. So we have like 3 or 4 different kitchens. Food's constantly coming in and out, and it's the food is really really good. It's expensive, but it's really really good. Um,
Well, if it's really, really good, then it's worth it as long as you're getting what you pay for. But there's nothing worse than being overcharged for shitty food.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
I'm
especially
not
when you
one to
can
send my
finally.
food back. I'm afraid
I
to send
never
my food
do.
back. I'm like, please don't send my, don't do anything to my, please. I don't want, but I will tell you one thing. I have recently started sending one item back, and it's, you just mentioned it, because I could not be more fucking clear when I order a steak. And if I'm paying $58 for a fucking steak, and I tell them medium rare to sort of rare, if they're going to err, let them err on the side of caution and let them make it closer to rare than medium. Like, please, medium rare. If it's, I can't, if it's more than medium rare, I'm not eating it. It's a waste of 58 fucking dollars.
That's how I
And then
cook
it
my
comes
steaks
out
too.
and it's medium well. That now I am finally, when I cut into it, I'm saying, you know what? This is overcooked. And you know what? That's not my fault. But I
Yeah.
can't spend $60 on a fucking steak and sit there and gnaw on it. Like,
I never send food back. I'll either eat it anyway or won't eat it at all, but I
yeah,
never send
normally
it
I
back.
do. Normally I do. But if it's medium rare and it's closer to medium, I'll even eat it. But when it's fully cooked all the way through, come on, motherfucker, don't fuck that up.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a crime. That's a
It
crime.
really,
When you fuck up a good steak,
listen,
especially
I don't put, you're not going to catch me putting steak sauce on it. And I tell the waitress, listen, how do I want my steak? Knock the horns off and wipe its ass.
yep.
I don't really eat it blood red, but I tell them if there's going to be a mistake, let them make it too rare. It's easier to throw it back on if it's too raw,
Hmm.
but you've just ruined a good steak. And I'm tired of paying for shit. So I want, but I don't, if it's too salty, I don't send that shit back. I'm not,
Yeah.
I don't want anybody fucking with my food.
The in the pool business, you don't get a lot of that because people are so like because we're bringing in big 40-foot fiberglass pools with a crane and everything, so they're more interested in taking pictures and you know what I mean. And unless we unless there's a like a blaring mistake where maybe we didn't tighten the return all the way and there's a leak, some something like that,
Yeah. Well, that's
you really
legitimate.
you rarely ever hear
If
kind of
there's a
like the
fucking
bad
leak
shit.
somewhere, it's legit. But speaking of taking pictures, that job with the chick with the mulch, she's taking pictures of the work. At least that's what I think she's doing. Now, mind you, it's one thing to watch me from inside the house. Like, please, I'm begging you people, please be creepy about it. Stay in the house and watch me from behind the windows. I know you're there. It's okay. This girl pulled out a chair and she sat down 10 feet from me and just sat there all fucking day and watched me all day. She took pictures, not of the work, of me doing the work.
That's creepy.
It very creepy. And then when I moved down the garden, she picked her chair up. I'm still within eyesight. I'm still within eyesight. Like I'm on one, I'm on this, I haven't gone anywhere. I'm just moving down. She picked a chair up and moved it down. Then I went around to the front and I'm working on that. She came around, she moved a chair to the front. And then when I moved 6 feet, she moved her chair. At one point, I was doing a dig edge. I said to her, in about a minute, I'm going to have to ask you to move. I'm going to hit you with a shovel. And it was sort of like, don't move because I'm going to hit you with the fucking shovel. I finally said to her, I didn't trust her to the point where I recorded conversations I had with her. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
I said, I have two separate conversations that I recorded with her, and I made sure that it's legal. It was like, I don't think you're going to take care of these plants. I'm not comfortable leaving them. And by the way, they do come with a guarantee. But if you overwater them or you underwater them, the plants show signs of that. And the guarantee is not upheld if you don't take care of them. Each one of them has a tag on it that tells you how to take care of it. I'm going to go over it with you specifically with each plant before I go. And I don't expect you to remember it, but I've left the tags on every plant and every one of them tells you what kind of care it needs. I said, it's a perennial garden. It's a lot of work. I'm like, and I said, the plants the companies will know if the plant wasn't taken care of. She's, oh, like she already planning on it. Oh, like, oh, I was going to do that. I guess now I can't.
Yeah.
So I recorded the fucking conversations with her. And I was so glad that when she paid me, she put a note that said, outstanding or extraordinary and beautiful. I was like, cause I know this bitch is taking me to court. I know she is over some fucking mulch.
You heard it here first.
Well, because I had this experience with another client, and she tried to take me to court. I had stained her deck. I power washed and stained her deck, painted her front porch, all the railings and her posts, and did a repair on rotted wood around her garage for $800, including the material, $800 for the labor. Then she complained that I missed a spot and that I got stain all over her house. Now, there was one spot I got stain on the house, but I told her I would clean it. She's like, well, you left the tarps and everything up. I said, the deck was wet with stain. I couldn't walk on the deck. I would have come back to remove the tarps the next day. You took them off. You told me, nice job. Everything looks good in a text message 2 days later. Then she's like, you got stain on the house. I couldn't stand this woman to the point where I snuck over to her house at 6:00 in the morning. When are you coming? When are you coming? I mean, there were like 32 text messages. I finally said, you need to come with more stain paint stain paint. I'm like, it's one or the other. I said, I'm not buying it for you. You have exhausted that privilege. I will pick up another can of it when you pay me for materials up front. I laid it out the first time and it took me 2 months to get paid. You've lost that courtesy. I don't have to provide materials. Yes, you do. Materials up front. I said, then you can go buy it. And if you don't want to give me the money, you can purchase it. Well, you can come and discuss it with me and then you can get it from Lowe's. I said, no, it's not sold at Lowe's. It's sold at Home Depot. And you will not tell me where to procure my materials from. I said, don't call me anymore unless you have the stain. Because I didn't miss a spot. I snuck over there at 6:00. When are you coming back? When are you coming back? When are you coming back? I said, I'll be there in a couple days. I snuck over at 6:00 in the morning, lifting the handle of the gate. I knew she was in the house. I fucking wiped the house down and snuck back out and didn't say a word. And 2 days later, when are you coming? When are you coming? I was already there. Bitch, your house is clean. I see that you were here. You didn't tell me you were here. Don't enter my property again when I'm not. I said, you were home. I told you I was coming. You told me you wanted me to come. I cleaned the house as you requested. I just didn't knock on the door and tell you I was there. I haven't ever knocked on the door to tell you I was there. So she's bitching I didn't clean it up. But because I take pictures and she sues me for like $2,000 because she's telling me I got stain on her wrought iron patio set. Stain on wrought iron? No. And that I didn't get done till it was dark. She only paid me because she couldn't see the work in the dark. And the judge is like, you don't have a light? Oh, on that side of the house? I don't think that I do. I'm like, oh, you mean the one in the picture I have right here? The one that you had me change the light bulb in? The light on that side of the house? The one that's shining in the photos? I'm like, and the timestamp says 8:00 and the deck is stained? I'm like, no. I said, the last guy used a brush. I said, but because I took photos before I started the work when I met with you, I said, here are the blow-ups. Those are brush marks. That's not spray. That's the stain from the last guy who stained your deck 5 years ago. And I told you when we came here for mediation that if you didn't stop this bullshit, I was going to countersue. And I fucking won.
Nice.
She lied. And you know what? This bitch is going to do the same thing. I know she is. That's why I saw it coming. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I saw it coming. I recorded the conversation.
You're pretty thorough, so I mean,
I went back. I was like ready to cry today. Right. So my truck's in the shop. I have to finish this job by 4:30, 4:45 at the latest. So I can pick TJ up at 5. I'm waiting for my truck to be done. It'll be done today. I called a great client who I do a ton of work for. Love the guy to death. He's either the nicest guy in the world or he's a serial killer. And so I call him and I text him, I'll be there tonight this evening when I get out of work to finish painting. He's like, okay, no problem. Thanks. I'll leave the garage door open. So 2 minutes after I text him, the mechanic calls and says the muffler didn't come in on the FedEx truck. So my truck's not going to be done. I don't know how I'm going to get to the guy's house. I don't know how I'm going to get home. I have TJ's truck. He needs his truck for work. And then the fucking bag blows open and I have to go to Lowe's to buy a bag of mortar.
I know how much you hate Lowe's.
This guy jammed up my whole fucking week because I was supposed to start the new job tomorrow. It was supposed to be today. I had to push that off for him because he didn't have power. And now I had 45 minutes to an hour to finish the entire job. And now I'm fucked because I can't get to the guy who I said I was going to get to. My truck's not done. His job's not done. And I don't get paid till the job is done. So now I got to make another 45-minute trip at my expense because maybe this is where, like, maybe I charge him $100 and I say, I told you your fucking mortar was bad over the phone. You insisted I use it. Now it took me an extra day. I could have finished I even said to him at the end of the day, I have about an hour's worth of work left. When are you coming back? I said, well, I'm trying to figure that out now. So I shouldn't have had to go back. Now I got to make another 45-minute trip in two directions and waste another hour of my time because he forces me to use some. Why don't I open my fucking mouth and say no?
I was about to say, when he asked when you were coming back, I would have just said, well, I wouldn't have to come back had you, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I say charge him.
I know, but see, that's the sarcasm. To me that would cross the line. That's why I said to him, I have about an hour's worth of work left, knowing that he's not stupid. That's the hour it just took me to go to the store. I mean, I had tears in my fucking
Are you
eyes.
sure he's not stupid?
No, you know why? Because the people that are stupid, they're savvy. He's trying to get me to do his whole foundation. No, he's not stupid. And I'm like, I feel bad being mean to him because I didn't say goodbye. I mean, I wasn't rude to him, but I was like, I have to figure that out. I got in the truck, I didn't say goodbye, and I left. And I'm like, I feel bad because he's a nice guy. And then I said, no, you know what? Nice people don't fucking do that to you. He knows what he's doing. He almost tried to, and I went back and looked at my proposal. It specifically states your barbecue and your your wood storage house. It doesn't even say the word foundation on there. Like, how does he get me to? He thinks I'm going to go around the whole perimeter of his house and fucking repoint it for $800? Oh, I'm sorry, I just blew my nose.
It's all right.
So
No sandwich
it's been
tonight.
rough, huh?
No sandwich tonight.
Now I've decided that I can't eat when I'm doing this anymore. I didn't realize I chew like a cow.
We all do when we're home.
Cow.
And
I chew. It's that whole lip smacking thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So I figured with the pool, I wasn't sure what it was that you did with the pool company, but I said, you know what? Even if the pool company, I figured if it was sales or pool servicing, you missed a leaf, like whatever. But then I'm like, it doesn't matter because he's in a restaurant. He's in a
Well,
restaurant. You still got to deal with the public.
it was a little bit of everything. I tended to stay away from like the book stuff. The owner took care of all of that, but I would go on deliveries. I would go on services. When we got deliveries, I would load or unload the pools in the yard. I mean, I kind of mixed it up. I did basically whatever needed to be done, and he paid me well for it. But I just got tired of beating myself up. I really did. I just
That's the thing. I'm supposed to go back to this guy's house for a third job. I felt bad initially because he called me. And when I met with him, I was overwhelmed last year, so overwhelmed. And the gardens have not been tended to in like 10 years. His wife has, I think it's Alzheimer's, and he takes care of her. And she's sweet. And I feel bad. Like, kudos to him. He's a nice guy. But it was such an overwhelming job that I'm like, I don't even know if I can do. I was honest. I said, I don't know that I can do this. I said, if I
if
do, I might have to break it up.
if you don't mind me asking, how old is he?
I don't know. He's in his 70s, I guess, late 70s. So
I tend to find that the older generation still thinks that they can get what they got then today. and
to a
and they
degree,
expect and they expect
but they just have a sense of entitlement. Like you're just supposed customer services. You're supposed to give me everything. And because I'm older, you don't realize I'm trying to shyster you. And I'm like, no, I do. But I felt bad because I didn't get back to him. He's the only client after I, touted that I return calls and I get back to people promptly. For whatever reason, I didn't call him back. He called me again. I felt terrible. And in all honesty, after he called me 3 times, I was like, it was weighing on me. I couldn't call him because I was too embarrassed to call him. The more time that went by, the harder it became
the
to
harder
call
it
him.
got.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to write him a letter because I couldn't even face them. I had never not called someone back. And then before I got to write the letter, he called me again and I just answered the phone and I said, Howard, I owe you an apology. I can't believe you would even call me again. I don't even deserve the phone call. I apologize. I said, let me put 3 sets of dates in right now. And then don't worry, I'll meet with you at some point. I've got days locked in. So I already did a bunch of work. This was phase 2, was the masonry. I'm supposed to go back and weed. Now, I haven't posted the videos yet where all I talk about is I cannot weed anymore. My elbow is gone. It's gone. I have overused that joint. Like, remember when I was like, I can't hold my circular saw and I was doing the drywall. I'm like, oh, my fucking arm. My elbow's gone. And they won't let me have an MRI until after I finish an anti-inflammatory and then I get a fucking cortisone shot. Like, I got to be a guinea pig before I can get an MRI. And then they're going to tell me I'm going to have surgery. I don't want surgery. I just want to know what's wrong with it. I'm in so much fucking pain. And it's from bending over all day long and fucking weeding. So I'm like, I'm not a gardener. I don't want to just weed. I don't know where people got it in their head that I'm just going to come and fucking weed their gardens. But I got a message from someone. You can't do anything. It's the middle of June and you're not available. I'm like, no, I'm really sorry. I can help you in August. Well, we're trying to enjoy our pool and the weeds are unsightly. Are you telling me that? So you're telling me there's nothing you can do? I'm like, yeah, you know what I can do? I can enjoy your pool too. Why don't you get the fuck out and go weed it? I mean, this is how people talk to me. Well, if
Yeah.
if you're too busy, then you should tell that to people. I said, you heard my voicemail. I'm not taking any business till September. You left me a message anyway. I put a post up on the website that says I'm not taking new business, and you sent me a message anyway. Or they tell me I'm so and so's friend. They referred me. Aren't they good clients? And then the client's like, I told them not to call you. Then they try to use their friends' names to get in. I'm like, I don't have any more days in the week I can't make it happen. I'm shot. I am shot. My body
And,
is
and
giving out.
and I'll say this: all of that you just told me, compounded by the fact that you're dealing with your shit at home, everything's going wrong. You have every right to be pissed off in your videos.
I think that's why I'm slowing down this year. It's not so much that because I'm really not doing as much work as I used to. I'm working a few less hours. I've been a little lazy. I walked off a fucking job last week. No, this week. It's just weeding. And she has me scheduled twice a month to do maintenance. And all I do is weed. I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have 3 broken ribs. I'm like, I can't do. She's like, oh, I have a tool. It'll make it easier. They're not listening to me. So she went in the house. I tried the tool, and I'm standing there in the garden crying. I told her no, and I'm still doing it. And I'm like, I sent her a text message. I said, I can't do this. I can't do this today. Maybe if I feel better before your next appointment, I will try to come back, but I cannot do this today. I hit send. I got in my fucking truck and I went home and I didn't even wait for a response.
Do you have like a younger guy that you can throw work to that can do stuff like that? Did at one time didn't you have so? Yeah.
I've had 5 people. So there was Todd, there was Brian, there was Joe, um, there was Brian 3 times, there was Todd twice, and there was Joe disappeared. Joe still wants to work, but Joe just called me last week to see if I can find time to help him fix his porch for free. I'm like, oh, you calling me because you want work? He's like, no, I need you can you come look at my porch? What? I need a favor. I need a favor. You didn't show up for the last 2 weeks. You disappeared. Um, Todd, I gave him a truck for free, and his girlfriend got mad, destroyed it.
Wow.
So I had to have the sheriff go get it and tow it back because she ripped the steering column apart. And Brian just doesn't show up. And then Brian tries, I hired her also. So she'd show up at work. I'm like, you want to work? You can work. So she knew there was nothing going on. Anyway, Brian would just not show up. And then Brian was trying to take business from me right in front of me, in front of my client. He would post on my website page. I can do that. Give me a call. I can do that. Give me a call. I'm like, Brian, you can do that. You just called in sick today. You called in sick today, and now you're on my page trying to take business. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then Brian's like, can I come back? Can I come back? Like, no, no. Yeah. And then one guy called in tired on day 3. And I said, but you only work 3 days a week. You could have slept for 4. And then last year I had a guy that called in tired on day 2.
Wow. No
Yeah.
work ethic, these people.
No. I said from now on, I'm not hiring anybody under the age of 40. Because if
Yeah.
you're not 40, you have no work. Right now, I have an admin doing paperwork for me, and I yanked her out of the office and brought her to a job. That is the gardening video that I
Mm-hmm.
just put up. Alex, I'm like, Alex, you're gonna want to go work. You want to go work in the field? You want to go? You want to go work on the site with me? And she's like, okay. And she worked. She worked hard, and thank goodness she didn't quit on the second day. But today's Wednesday. She hasn't been here this week. Haven't heard from her. She
You're
got paid
working
last
too
week.
hard. Stop cracking the whip.
I tell everybody I don't expect them to keep up with me. I just need assistance.
Yeah.
I just want you to help me. I don't want you to be me. I just want you to help me. It's too much. They can't do it. And I'm the one that will just break my fucking back to do it like a jackass. And then when I come home, I'm like, I can't move. Let
This
me go put a train in.
this younger generation, for the most part, I'm not saying everybody,
It's
but
the
for the most
majority
part,
though.
they don't they don't know what physical labor is. And
Not only that, but if they don't
everybody
have a
watching,
healthy work environment, they quit because it's not conducive. It's toxic. It's not conducive to my mental health.
and for everybody watching, disclaimer: my views, my opinions are mine. If they're not
Oh,
meant to
here's a fact.
look,
If
they're
listen, if
not
they're
meant.
watching this channel, they probably feel the same way
Yeah,
because they would have left a long fucking time ago.
yeah, but they're not meant to hurt anybody or hurt anybody's feelings. Just know
It's the
I have a
truth,
sick sense
and the
of
truth
humor,
hurts.
and yeah, so fuck you.
Well, I'd like to say fuck you to those two assholes. Doesn't it always come out? I get the weirdest comments from people that I guess they'll randomly have a video stuffed into their feed and they'll watch it. And the first thing they say is, she's so high. Or, walking sunshine equals LSD. I wouldn't be able to hang out in the basement with all those spiders if I was on acid. And I'm like, LSD? What are these fucking Beatles? Like, I'm like, it's always the people that know nothing about me. They don't watch the channel. And I'm like, I'm always like that. Like, no, uh, if I, if I were high, maybe I should be. If I were high, maybe I would find, I'm already working as much as I can work. If I were high, maybe I could work 28 hours a day.
Yeah,
I don't know.
your elbow wouldn't bother you as much.
Oh my God, my fucking elbow is shot. LSD, is that still a thing?
I don't know. Acid, any maybe
Uh,
maybe
don't get me wrong.
maybe in the
I did drugs. I
maybe at
did
the
drugs.
maybe at the raves, the younger people in the raves, they're
They still
always
do raves? No, come on. No, they don't do raves anymore. You know what they do now? They have like safe spaces where they bring like fucking Care Bears and stuffed animals and they sit around and sing Kumbaya.
shit.
I think now it's mushroom. It's all
Yeah,
about get in touch and
yeah,
oh.
that
I
new
mean,
age
don't get me
stuff.
wrong. When I was in my 20s, I did drugs. I did 2 drugs, and they're the only 2 drugs I've ever. I smoked pot and I did a lot of cocaine, and
You want to hear
that
something?
was
You want to hear something
up
funny?
till the age of like 26.
I never did any drugs ever. Never experimented. Nothing. But you
Really?
want to hear something funny? When I was little, when I was about
You've never smoked pot?
no, I don't smoke cigarettes
Wow.
or anything like that. I just, I don't know.
Right.
But when I
Well, it's
was
not the
six,
same thing.
yeah, when I was 6, 7 years old, my mom back, and I'm talking about the '70s, hippie and all that stuff. They thought it was cool, her and her friends, to let me roll the joints. So I would roll them at 6, 7 years old, but I wasn't allowed to light them, and I
Don't
never
get me
smoked
wrong.
them.
I can still roll a mean joint. I had a
Okay.
competition with my daughter pulls out a machine. I'm like, I can roll a better joint without a machine. I used to roll joints driving with my knee with a Tupperware plate, knocking the seeds off to the side. She's like, seeds? They don't even know what fucking seeds
Yeah,
are. That's the
yeah,
last time I smoked pot. I couldn't, I'm like, don't get me fucking high, honey. I'll roll you a joint, but don't smoke it. I don't like to be high. I don't want to be, I smoked with her once. I think I took one hit because I made her a bowl for Christmas. And I'm like, I'll christen it with you and I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take a hit of pot. And here's me. I had a physical the next day. And they're like, do you use recreational drugs? And I'm like, no. And then I'm like, oh, wait, my daughter got me high yesterday. I got stoned. I'm like, and she's like, yeah. I'm like, well, you asked me. I felt like I had to rat myself out. I was like, my daughter got me. And of course, I threw my daughter under the bus. My daughter got me
Oh, that's
stoned.
right. That's funny.
So I mean, I did a fair amount. I did a fair amount of cocaine from the age of 21 or 20, 21, 22 up until 26. When I was pregnant with my daughter, as soon as I got pregnant with my daughter, like I did nothing. That was it. And then after I call my daughter instant rehab.
Mm.
She knows that. I call her instant rehab. I got pregnant with my daughter on Halloween dressed as Wonder Woman, grabbing my ankles.
Nice.
And she cringes when I tell that story because everyone used, when my hair was darker, people used to tell me I looked like Wonder Woman. So I made a Wonder Woman costume for Halloween. And that was when I was, it was my husband.
Right.
He wasn't my husband at the time, but he
Yeah,
became my husband.
I think I got you by like 6 years in
I'm
age.
going to be, I've never, I mean, I always joke around about how I'm getting older. I don't think I've ever officially said how old I am because I would rather people just not. I'm always afraid. I started thinking I'm going to tell people that I'm like 59. That way they think I look great. Instead of being the
Oh,
stupid bitch that's like, oh, I'm 35. You're like, bitch, you were 35 15 years ago. Like, I'm going to lie in the opposite direction so I look good. I'm going to say I'm 59.
I
This,
like
I'm
it.
going to be, I'm going to be 50 this year. I'm 49.
Okay, yeah, I thought in one of your videos you said 48, but
It was
that might be
probably before my last birthday. My
yeah.
birthday's in December. I'm a Christmas baby.
Okay, that
Remember,
might
I
be
went to I went to Nashville for New Year's Eve and my birthday. My birthday's
yeah.
December 29th. I'm a Capricorn, and I like long
Well,
walks on the beach.
yeah. My sister, she's Christmas Day, and
Oh,
and then my youngest sister, she's Father's Day. I was the only one not born on a holiday. I'm a
yeah, but
December baby
Father's
too.
Day varies.
Yeah, but on her actual birthday, it was Father's Day.
I worked with a guy who was born on Leap Day.
Oh yeah, nice, nice.
He's like 6.
Yeah. um.
Well, at least he acts like he's 6.
Yeah. Right. I'm a December baby too. I was born December 11th.
I know, but you're Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. Yeah. We had this conversation.
Yeah. Oh, we definitely have. Did you catch the strawberry moon?
I did not. No.
Well, I have pictures of it. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Okay. I don't catch anything anymore. The last thing I caught
I
about
pulled over to the side of the road to take pictures of it.
I was trying to get it like I driving around AC trying to find like it must have been too overcast or whatever. Like I couldn't find the moon to save my life.
Oh, see,
Um,
the moon follows me home.
yeah. The last
I
thing
got.
I
I have
caught,
to walk around. I don't know what I did with my cigarettes.
the last thing I caught was some sort of comet or something flying across the sky. This was about 3 or 4 months ago,
It was
and
a UFO.
I take out my phone to take pictures of it, and it just so happens that in that line of sight there was street lights, and the glare from the street light almost blocked this fucking thing out. You can barely see it, and I was wondering what the hell it was.
UFO. It's just an
I think you cut off
unidentified
again.
flying object. Did you lose me?
Wifey, can you hear me?
Yes. It says reconnecting again. Can you hear me?
All right,
Can you
I'm
hear
waiting
me?
for you to come back.
I'm so pissed. Please tell me you can hear me. You can't hear me. Can you hear me?
You there?
Hello?
You there?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear
Can you
you.
hear me now?
I've been able to hear you the
Can you
whole
hear me
fucking
now?
time. Are you there? I hate this fucking app. Hello? This sucks. Please
There
tell
you
me
go.
you're there. Oh my gosh. You know what? I want to say it's the app sucks, but it's my fault because it's always like when I go to the airport, I have 2 hours before my next flight and I have no baggage. Let me go run out and have a cigarette. And then all of a sudden there's 3 hours through security and I'm crying because I'm going to miss my flight. It's like I just had to go out and get my cigarette that I left on the table outside. And I guess the Wi-Fi wasn't strong enough. So it's my fault. The app sucks, but when I walk outside, I don't have Wi-Fi. It was like reconnecting. But anyway, we got to wrap up. I knew that we were going to have a good conversation. People sucked. And I need to stop being so assertive here and acting like, I have like this big mouth and people are afraid of me and whatever. Because then when I go to work, I'm like, and I don't say a fucking word. Oh no, I lost you. I lost you. Mine is still recording. I'm going to take a screenshot of your face. All right. I lost Itchy. We have to wrap up anyway. So I'm hoping that this is still recording. Riverside, you suck. Your app sucks. And this was Itchyfingaz and Heather with Dump Truck Diaries. And contractors aren't the only thing that sucks. Sometimes they're pretty good and clients suck. So stop sucking, clients. Questions or comments, feel free to leave them. And I would love for you to hit like and subscribe. Have a great night.
Should I call?